Hey, it's David from baristalab, and today we're going to learn how to make amazing coffee for lazy people. Recently I've been reading The 4-Hour Chef by Timothy Ferriss, and he has basically this same exact setup that we're going to be talking about. He was trained by Steve Morrissey, 2008 World Barista Champion. Shout out! I've never met Steven, but I think I've seen him a couple times coming out of coffee shops and stuff. But so basically, making coffee at home has become this like huge complicated thing. We think it's like super intense. People are spending probably like 30-45 minutes making coffee, and we kind of like just want to get back to just the basics of making coffee, keeping it simple, and making it more accessible. So first off, you start with good coffee. You can't make bad coffee taste good. So as long as you have good coffee, you can kind of mess with it. You have more room to flow and have fun just making it, not taking it so seriously. So for example, right now I have like 2 scales. People think I'm like dealing drugs, but I just make coffee, so that's kind of funny. And then in the book, he uses the AeroPress, so just get straight into it. First thing you want to do is weigh out about 12 grams of coffee, and I already have it weighed out and ground right here. You want to use a medium to fine grind. What does that mean exactly? Don't think too hard about it, just grind the coffee, taste it. What I like to do is make a cup for like a roommate, if I have some time, or if they ask, taste it before I give it to them to see if I should adjust the grind. If it tastes too bitter, loosen up the grind. If it tastes too watery, make the grind finer. So don't think about it too much. So I have my coffee. I have another scale right here. It does grams. I'm going to put the coffee in the AeroPress. Notice how the AeroPress is upside down. This. Have you ever seen an AeroPress before? And what we're going to do is tare it. So we're back to 0 grams. I have hot water in my insulated thermos thing. And we're going to add 100 grams of water. Once we get to 100, stop. Stir a little bit. Try to keep it consistent amount of stirs, like around 4. And then we're going to add another 100 grams, so 200 total of water. Alright, stir one more time. Then take the top with the filter, which was rinsed earlier, screw it on top. Flip it over on your Panda mug. It's very important to have a Panda mug. And you want to push all the way through. Take your time with it, maybe around 20 seconds. Very intense, it's really cool. Highly recommend trying this with a glass cup, because I think it just looks awesome when it's dripping down. And that's it. You have a cup of coffee for the morning. Very simple, not too complicated, not too worried about technique. Just start off with good coffee, grind it well. Remember, if it's too bitter, loosen up the grind. If it's too watery, make the grind finer. And one of the coolest things about the AeroPress is how easily it cleans. You take off the cap, the filter is still on there with coffee grounds, and there's a trash can off to the side. But you just push it through, grounds pop off, and you're pretty much done. You just have to rinse it. Now, a couple more like little side tips to finish it off. Make sure to always rinse your paper filter that you use in your AeroPress. Rinse it out before. To eliminate some of that papery taste. Another thing is, if you really want to make this even more simplified, I weighed out the coffee beforehand, 12 grams. You can actually, weigh it out once, look at what 12 grams looks like, maybe mark it on a measuring cup or something, and just, get it about to the same area every single time. You can also do the same thing with the water. Just measure it out once, get to 200 grams of water in your AeroPress, look at where 200 grams is about, and just go there every single time. Remember, it's not about taking the coffee too seriously or taking the technique too seriously. It's just, maybe you want to make coffee for a friend real quick. Maybe you just want to make a really good cup of coffee before going to work. You don't have time for like all this craziness. Yeah. So another couple of tools I use. I used to use the hand grinder, but this is kind of cool for traveling. Not so much for making coffee every day, especially if you're making coffee for other people, just because it takes so damn long to grind. So probably going to eventually want a electric coffee grinder after a while. So I have a Baristalab here that I use all the time. Keep this for traveling or camping. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this video.